University Challenge. Asking the questions, Jeremy Paxman.
Hello. The 28 teams who appeared in round one of this contest have been ruthlessly whittled down over the past few months. Until now, only the best 4 remain. At stake in this match and the next is a place in the final of this series. The team from St John's College, Cambridge, are through to this stage without having lost a single game. The teams who've learned to tremble at their name are Corpus Christi College, Cambridge, and the universities of Ulster and St Andrews. They've also beaten Newcastle University, although that team has survived to compete in the second semi-final match. Their accumulated score from those 4 victories is 885. Their average age is 23. Let's meet the St John's team again.
Hi, I'm John Clark Levin. I'm from Los Angeles, California, and I'm studying for a PhD in politics and international studies.
Hello, I'm Rosie McKeown. I'm from Kingston upon Thames in southwest London, and I'm studying French and German.
And this is their captain.
Hi, I'm James Devine Stoneman from Southall in West London, studying for a PhD in superconducting spintronics.
Hi, I'm Matt Hazel from Ringwood in Hampshire, and I'm studying veterinary medicine.
The team from the University of Edinburgh beat Ulster University in round 1, then University College London in round 2. They took a drubbing, though, from Merton College, Oxford in the quarterfinals. But that round also saw them defeat Emmanuel College, Cambridge and Bristol University to give them the 2 victories they needed to qualify for this stage. Earned over 5 matches, their accumulated score is 740. With an average age of 22, let's meet the Edinburgh team again.
Hi, I'm John, I'm from Edinburgh, and I'm studying Russian and history.
Hi, I'm Stanley, I'm from Edinburgh, and I'm studying for an MSc in Speech and Language Processing.
And here's their captain.
Hi, I'm Innes, I'm from Glasgow, and I'm doing a PhD in chemistry.
Hi, I'm Philippa, I'm from Oxford, and I'm studying biology.
Right, let's just crack on with it. Fingers on the buzzer as a starter question. Which fictional ship's surgeon sailed on the Antelope and later on the Adventure and the Hopewell? The latter voyage began in August 1706 and took him to Fort St George, Tonquin, Balnibarbi, Luggnagg and Glubbdubdrib.
St John's McKeown.
Gulliver.
Gulliver is correct. Your bonuses are on literary works that, according to Samuel Taylor Coleridge, contain the 3 most perfect plots ever planned. Firstly, which long novel by Henry Fielding concerns the comic and bawdy adventures of its young hero and his quest for the hand-in-marriage of his neighbour, Sophia Weston?
Tom Jones, I guess.
Tom Jones?
Correct. In which comic play by Ben Jonson is the action precipitated by the wealthy love-wit fleeing plague-ridden London, leaving his house in the care of his servant, Jeremy?
Try The Alchemist, but I'm not sure.
The Alchemist?
Correct. In which tragedy by Sophocles does the Theban hero kill his father and marry his mother?
So Oedipus Rex.
Yes.
Oedipus Rex.
Oedipus Rex is correct. 10 points for this. To what specifically was the French Marshal Ferdinand Foch referring when he said, "This is not peace, it is an armistice for 20 years"?
St John's Levin.
The Treaty of Versailles.
Correct. These bonuses are on Swiss mathematicians, St John's. Born in the Bern canton, who discovered 3 regular polytopes sometime before 1852? He gives his name to a symbol used to describe regular polygons, polyhedra, and their higher dimensional counterparts.
Ooh.
Could be... Let's think, Swiss mathematician, born Swiss.
Euler, Bernoulli.
Bernoulli.
Not Bernoulli, too. I've got nothing left.
Charles Laplace.
Any others?
Poincaré. No, he's French, no.
Euler.
No, it's Ludwig Schläfli. Secondly, in 1854, Jacob Amsler Lafon devised a simple form of what instrument? It's used for directly measuring the area bounded by an irregular curve, and hence the value of a definite integral.
We're looking for a method.
A method, so something like
The method of exhaustion. It's from...
possibly, or like the trapezium.
Didn't he say
What is it? Trapezium rule. Instrument.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's a mathematical
Trapezium.
The only instrument I can think of is like set square.
Yeah. Trapezium rule.
No, it's a planimeter. Born in 1894, the German-born Swiss mathematician Heinz Hopf gives his name to several terms in which branch of geometry? Its name comes from Greek words meaning place and study.
So logology.
No, logos is word.
Oh no, yeah, okay, place.
Number one out.
Metrology? No, got nothing.
Topology?
Topology, yeah. Topology?
Topology is correct, yes. 10 points for this. In astronomy, what term indicates the occasion when two bodies in the solar system have the same celestial longitude, usually as observed from Earth? In grammar, the same term denotes a part of speech that connects clauses.
St John's Levin.
Conjunction.
Correct. Your bonuses, St John's, are on pineapple production. In each case, identify the leading producer from its record in the 2014 FIFA World Cup. Firstly, the largest producer of pineapples by tonnes, a Latin American country, it advanced to the quarter-finals but lost on penalties to the Netherlands.
Is that
Argentina?
No, Argentina.
Costa Rica? No.
It could be Costa Rica, it could be Chile.
I'd go Costa Rica.
I think, yeah.
Chile.
Costa Rica?
Correct. The third largest producer, an island country that failed to qualify. It beat Sri Lanka but was then knocked out by Kuwait in the second qualifying round of the Asian Football Confederation.
Island country.
Could be Indonesia.
Is Singapore an island?
No. Japan? No.
No, Japan were there.
Sri Lanka?
No, they beat Sri
No,
Lanka.
other Asian countries.
What did you have?
AFC could be
Philippines?
Something?
possibly.
Yeah, go.
Philippines?
It is the Philippines, yes. And finally, the second largest producer in 2014, a Latin American country that lost 7-1 to Germany in the semi-finals.
Brazil.
Brazil is correct. Right, for your picture starting, you're going to see the name of a national language written in its own script. For 10 points, I want you to identify the language and the name of the script.
St John's McKeown.
Korean and Hangul.
That is correct. The Korean alphabet was designed in the 15th century at the behest of King Sejong the Great, who wanted a writing system especially tailored to the Korean language. Your bonuses are the names of 3 more languages, each written in scripts specifically invented for them. For 5 points each, I want the name of the language. Firstly, this North American language.
Cherokee.
Cherokee.
Cherokee is right, written in the Cherokee syllabary, which was invented by Sequoyah. Secondly, this European liturgical language.
Is that Old Church Slavonic or something? It looks a bit like Armenian, but
Okay.
that's not a liturgical language.
Old Church Slavonic.
Correct, it's written in the Glagolithic alphabet. And finally, this national language.
Is that Greenlandic? No, they use a Roman alphabet.
It could be like central, something like one of the central.
Could be
Asian
something
countries.
Baltic.
No, they always use a Roman alphabet.
Come on, let's have it, please.
Kazakhstan or something.
Turkish.
No, it's Armenian. 10 points for this. To him, your celebration is a sham, your boasted liberty an unholy licence, your national greatness swelling vanity. To which day of the year did those words of the social reformer and abolitionist Frederick Douglass refer?
St John's Hazel.
July the 4th.
Correct. Right, you get a set of bonuses on philosophers. Born in 1919, which moral philosopher's works include The Solitary Self and Beast and Man? The latter concluded that we can neither be understood nor saved alone.
I'm drawing a blank on that one.
Anything?
I'm going to throw something out.
1919.
It's not going to be Sartre, is it?
No. Maybe? No.
I'll throw a name out there, I don't know.
I've got nothing.
Pass.
Pass.
That's Mary Midgley. A close friend of Midgley's at wartime Oxford, which moral philosopher introduced the trolley problem thought experiment into ethics? Her works include Natural Goodness, published in 2001.
Pass.
That was Philippa Foot. And finally, a close friend of Foote's at Oxford and later, which philosopher's works include the sovereignty of good? She argued that moral philosophy should address the question, how can we make ourselves better?
No idea.
No.
I never went to Oxford, did you?
Pass.
That was Iris Murdoch. 10 points for this. Answer promptly. According to the Stefan Boltzmann law, if a black body at a temperature of 100 Kelvin radiates 1 watt of thermal power, how much does the same body radiate if its temperature is raised to 1,000 Kelvin?
St John's Hazel.
10 watts.
Know anyone want to buzz from Edinburgh?
Could be 2, could be square.
Edinburgh Carson.
8 watts.
No, it's 10 kilowatts or 10,000 watts. Right, 10 points for this. Which opera buffa of 1790 was Mozart's last collaboration with Lorenzo da Ponte and sees Don Alfonso offer a bet to tune the...
Edinburgh Carson.
Così fan tutte.
Correct. Your bonuses are on the small number of English words whose second, third and fourth letters are URM. For example, murmur and dermast. In each case, give the word from the definition. Firstly, a 7-letter word that appears between wild and silent towards the end of Keats's sonnet On First Looking into Chapman's Homer.
Maybe turmoil, but it's not I can think of. Does that fit?
Good.
Turmoil?
No, it's surmise.
Oh.
Secondly, a 7-letter word that appears in glosses of plays by Shakespeare to explaining the meaning of words such as coil, combustion, romage and pudder.
So explaining the words, isn't it? Turmoil.
That is turmoil, yes. Finally, of uncertain etymology, a word defined in Chambers' Dictionary as an avaricious, ill-natured, churlish person.
No, I can't think of
No,
sorry. No idea. You just passed.
Burmese.
No, it's curmudgeon.
Okay.
10 points for this. In 1868, the German philologist August Schleicher wrote the short fable The Sheep and the Horses in what reconstructed language?
Edinburgh Heaton Armstrong.
Proto-Indo-European.
Correct. Right, you get a set of bonuses on astronomy. In each case, you will hear a clue to the 3-letter abbreviation of the name of a constellation, but the answer I want is the full name. For example, the clue valuable crystal should suggest gem, hence the answer I want will be Gemini. Okay. Clear?
Yep.
First, an operator in vector calculus, also called nabla, represented by an inverted triangle.
Is it Del? And then is that abbreviation very constellation? I'm going to think of Delphin. Is that a constellation?
Yeah, I'm sure it's
Delphinus.
Correct. Secondly, the term for a binary logic gate whose output is 1 if and only if both inputs are 0.
And so
Andromeda?
Andromeda. Yeah, Andromeda.
Oh,
No, it's Norma, from Nor, of
I'm
course.
sorry. Okay.
Finally, another type of logic gate whose output is 1 if and only if both inputs are 1.
So that really is and. So Andromeda.
That is Andromeda, yes. Right, we're going to take a music round now. For your music starter, you're going to hear a piece of classical music. 10 points if you can identify the composer.
Den Wein, den man mit
St John's Divine Stoneman.
Schoenberg.
Schoenberg is correct. He was one of the 20th century's most influential composers and teachers of composition. For your music bonuses, you can hear music written by 3 of his pupils. 5 points for each one you can name. Firstly...
Wouldn't be a student of Schoenberg. Yeah.
Just as a complete guess.
Cage.
That is John Cage, yes. Simple thing, isn't it? Secondly...
Berg. Any other offers? I've got nothing. Sounds good. Berg?
It is Alban Berg, yes. And finally, I want the name of the piano player in this ensemble.
So, no, it's like take 5, the Paul somebody, Paul, it's take 5, the something quartet, Paul somebody, Dave somebody?
Dave Brubeck.
Dave Brubeck.
I don't know if he's...
Yes, yeah. Dave Brubeck?
It is take 5. He was the pianist. Right, 10 points for this. I need a single-word answer here. Co-recipients of the 1986 Nobel Prize in Medicine, Rita Levi-Montalcini and Stanley Cohen, discovered growth factors they termed NGFs. For what does the letter N stand in that case?
Edinburgh Stone.
Neuron.
No, anyone like to buzz from
St John's Divine Stoneman.
Natural?
No, it's nerve growth factor. 10 points for this. To which work was the poet Stevie Smith referring with the words, "She has written an enormous book about women, and it is soon clear that she doesn't like them and doesn't like being a woman." The author in question is Simone de Beauvoir.
Edinburgh Carson.
The Second Sex.
The Second Sex is right. Edinburgh, your bonuses are now on Jane Austen's Northanger Abbey, specifically on poets whose words Catherine Morland found serviceable and soothing. Born in 1688, firstly, from which poet did Catherine learn to censure those who bear about the mockery of woe?
I've really no idea.
I have no idea.
Censure those. Censure those. We have a poem, don't we?
Poet or
poem? Poet. Pope.
Alexander Pope is right. Trifles light as air, art of the jealous, confirmations strong as proofs of holy writ. In which of Shakespeare's tragedies do those words appear?
Not one that I've seen.
King Lear.
No, it's Othello.
Okay.
From which poet did Catherine learn that many a flower is born to blush unseen and waste its sweetness on the desert air?
Yeah. What should we try? Is it a poem?
A poem.
Is it poem or poet?
Poem.
Okay.
Ozymandias.
That was Thomas Gray in his elegy.
All right.
10 points for this. What word links a 2009 collection of short stories by Kazuo Ishiguro, a number of paintings by James McNeill Whistler, and 19 compositions?
St John's McKeown.
Nocturne.
Nocturne is correct, yes. St John's, you get a set of bonuses on Lord William Bentinck, Governor-General of India. Firstly, Lord Bentinck was the second son of which Whig politician who served as Prime Minister in 1783 and again from 1807 to 1809?
Oh, was that
Grenville.
Yes.
Yeah. Lord Grenville.
Yeah.
Lord Grenville?
No, it was the Duke of Portland. Bentinck attempted social reform in India through measures such as the abolition of the Hindu custom of widows immolating themselves. By what Indian term was this practice known?
Sati.
Yeah.
Sati.
Correct. To encourage the westernisation of India, Bentinck made English the sole language of government, thus abolishing the use of which language which had been used by the Mughals?
Sanskrit, possibly? Or
Urdu?
Arabic?
No, Arab.
Well,
Arabic?
Sanskrit would have been maybe a ceremonial language, thus of government.
What do we think?
Try Sanskrit, I don't know.
Sanskrit?
No, it was Persian. 10 points for this. Which king of Spain was married 4 times to wives from the royal houses of 4 European countries, namely Mary of Portugal, Isabella of France...
Edinburgh Wang.
Ferdinand II.
No, you lose 5 points. Isabella of France, Anne of Austria and Queen Mary of England.
St John's McKeown.
Philip II.
Correct. Right, these bonuses are on pairs of words in which the final 3 letters of the first word are the first 3 letters of the second. For example, ginger and geriatric. In each case, give both names from the description. Firstly, a pan-European name for the artistic style that preceded the Gothic, and a soft, unaged cheese with a Spanish name meaning white cheese.
Romanesque and queso blanco.
Yeah. Romanesque and queso blanco?
Correct. Secondly, a Spanish term referring to artifacts made in the Muslim style but under Christian rule, and a Norwegian cheese similar to Gouda or Emmental.
Moederhaar and Jarlsberg.
Nominate McKeown.
Moederhaar and Jarlsberg.
Correct. Finally, the name given in Britain to the Romanesque style and a cheese made in the home region of Don Quixote.
Norman and Manchego.
Norman and Manchego.
Correct. We're going to take a second picture round. For your picture starter, you'll see a photograph of an American writer. 10 points if you can identify her.
St John's McKeown.
Gertrude Stein.
It is Gertrude Stein, yes. She moved to Paris in 1903, where she hosted regular Saturday evening gatherings of leading artistic and literary figures. Your picture bonuses are 3 frequent visitors to the Stein salon. 5 points for each you can identify. Firstly, for 5.
F. Scott Fitzgerald.
F. Scott Fitzgerald.
Correct. Secondly.
Too early for him.
Was he the one played by Adrian Brody in Midnight in Paris?
That wouldn't help.
Anything?
Come on, let's have it, please.
Ezra Pound.
Ezra Pound is correct. And finally.
Oh, Picasso.
Picasso.
That is Pablo Picasso, yes. Right, 10 points for this. Stephen Jay Gould coined the terms Darwinian fundamentalist and ultra-Darwinist to describe which US philosopher and advocate of atheism. His works include Breaking the Spell and From Bacteria to Bach and Back.
St John's Levin.
Daniel Dennett.
Correct. 3 questions on geometry and the work of Antoni Gaudi. Which curve can be expressed in terms of the hyperbolic cosine? Gaudi made use of it in arches of the Casa Mia building in Barcelona.
That's catenary, I think. Catenary?
Correct. Superficially similar to the catenary, Gaudi used which conic section for the main arches of the twin entryways of the Paulo Güell in Barcelona?
So that'd be hyperbola or parabola? Parabola, yeah. Parabola.
Correct. In the Sagrada Familia, Gaudi made wide use of the paraboloid because he saw it as a representation of what central concept in Christian doctrine?
Trinity?
Possibly, yeah. The Trinity?
Correct. There are 4.5 minutes to go and 10 points at stake for this. The name of which ceremonial county derives from the same root as the Welsh word for Wales? Its districts include Copeland, Eden and Allerdale.
Edinburgh Stone.
Cumbria.
Cumbria is correct,
Oh,
yes. You get a set of bonuses on a physicist. Along with his colleague Paul Kipfer, which Swiss-born Belgian physicist was in 1931 the first to reach the stratosphere by hot air balloon?
Oh, I don't know. No, sorry, we don't know, sorry.
That was Auguste Piccard. From the Greek meaning deep and vessel, what was the name of the navigable diving vessel that Piccard and his son Jacques developed from the late 1940s to explore the ocean depths?
What's a bathyscaphe? Is that? Bathyscaphe.
Bathyscaphe is right.
Well done.
Give the name and numerical designation of the aircraft in which Piccard's grandson, Bertrand, and André Borschberg completed a circumnavigation of the globe in July 2016.
Does anyone have any idea?
I can't remember.
No, I'm sorry.
A1.
That was Solar Impulse 2. 10 points for this. Orpiment, Mispickle and Paris Green.
St John's Divine Stoneman.
Arsenic?
Arsenic is correct, yes. Your bonuses this time, St John's, are on Kings of Scotland. Firstly, unable to win the respect of the nobility, which king was captured and killed after defeat in battle against rebels at Sochieburn near Stirling in 1488?
That'd be James IV or Malcolm. Malcolm. There were several Malcolms.
James IV?
That was James III. Which king succeeded to the throne in infancy and died almost 30 years later, soon after the Scots' defeat at the Battle of Solway Moss in Cumberland in 1542?
That might be James V.
James V?
Correct. Executed in 1649, Charles I was what relation to James V of Scotland?
Great-grandson, maybe? No, I don't
think it's that many generations, is it?
He was the grandson of James I, but I'm not sure. I don't think James V was James I. of England's
Grandson.
father.
No, he was a great-grandson. Another starter question now. Answer either in the original French or its English translation, giving the 5-word phrase that appears at the bottom of René Magritte's 1920...
St John's Divine Stoneman.
Ceci n'est pas un pipe.
It is. This is not a pipe, yes. You get a set of bonuses on artistic works, St John's. In publication order, what was the second in Terry Pratchett's Discworld series of novels? Referring to dance, the words of its title appear in John Milton's L'Allegro.
The Colour of Magic.
No, it's Light Fantastic. The works of which member of the Pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood include the 1854 painting The Light of the World?
William Holman Hunt.
Correct. Edwin Arnold's 1879 poem The Light of Asia is an epic work that concerns the founder of which major religion?
Buddha? Oh,
Buddhism.
Buddhism is right. 10 points for this. First awarded in 1947, the John Bates Clark Medal recognises achievement in which...
St John's Levin.
Economics.
Economics is correct. You get a set of bonuses, this time on chemical compounds. What is the chemical formula of the nitrogen oxide discovered by Joseph Priestley in 1772 and commonly known as laughing gas?
N2O.
Correct. What is the chemical formula for the mineral hematite?
FeCO3.
No, it's Fe2O3. And finally, what is the chemical formula of the oxide known as quicklime?
It's calcium carbonate. Calcium CaCO3.
No, it's CaO. 10 points for this. Give both answers promptly. Name 2 of the 3 minerals that define hardness values 7, 8 and 9 on the Mohs
St John's
scale.
Divine Stoneman.
Quartz and corundum.
Quartz, the other one is topaz, of course. Well done. Your bonuses are linked by a surname. Martin Arrowsmith, Elmer Gantry and Sam Dodsworth are the title characters of 3 novels. And that the John Edinburgh University have 60, but St John's Cambridge have 270. Well, I know, Edinburgh, and so do all the viewers, that you're capable of doing much better than that, but you were up against very, very strong opposition tonight.
They were too quick.
St John's, you were well-balanced, you were fast, you were great. So we shall look forward to seeing you in the final. You're a worthy finalist. We shall look forward to seeing that very much. I hope you can join us next time for the second semi-final, but until then, it's goodbye from Edinburgh University.
Goodbye.
It's goodbye from St John's College, Cambridge.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.